Hello and welcome to the Profound Sit Down. I'm your host, your vlogger, your person who's talking into the box profound. So a lot of things to talk about. Since last time we met, gained a bunch of weight, then I lost a bunch of weight, then I gained some of that weight back. But you know, fitness is good, things are going well. The house party, I don't remember, was I talking about that last time? Every third Friday I have an event at Union EAV. The next one is April 15th, so be there. So let's talk about what I want to talk about. So the biggest things that have been happening, along with the music I'm working on, I've been working on a lot of film projects. I'm working on a short film with a great cast and crew. We shot the entire thing, and then it looked not great. So we're going to shoot that again. That's called The Sound of a Breaking Heart, and you can look for that soon. aprofounddream.com for updates on that. But in pursuing film, I actually went down to South by Southwest. I don't know, I'm pointing to the creepy bunny mask. I went to South by to deal with some film, to check out some film projects. So at South by I saw a lot of great films. The first one I got to see actually was this film called Huntergatherer. It starred Andre Royo. If any of you have seen The Wire, he's Bubbles from the show Wire, and he was great. He was amazing. Great start to my South by. It's an indie film, so I don't know what the distro will be for that. I got to speak to the filmmaker a little bit, because that's really what I went down there for, is to talk to filmmakers, and learned a lot. It was a great experience. The film that I was chasing pretty much the entire festival was this film called American Fable. American Fable, directed by Anne Hamilton, was, it's kind of like the American Pan's Labyrinth. It was a good film, it was a strong film, a lot of great performances. I'm really into darker films that allow you to kind of follow it in your head and figure out some things for yourself. I like films that don't tell you everything necessarily, so American Fable was great for that. And getting to talk to the director and the editor of the film afterwards was really big for me. It was really great. I got to learn a lot of stuff. They actually started the project. The director had an idea at a South by 2 years ago, and here they are now with a film that sold out 3 of the 4 times I tried to see it. Shout out to Anne Hamilton and Amanda Griffin for your great project. Now, some things that you guys may have already heard about and may be interested in seeing. I got to actually go to a screening of Seth Rogen's Sausage Party. It's an animated R-rated film. It wasn't even finished yet, so a lot of the animation wasn't done, but it was something. It did everything you thought it might do, and some things that you thought it couldn't do. So I don't know what it's going to look like when it actually comes out. Again, it's unfinished. I don't know what they're going to cut out of it, but yeah, it's something. Additionally, I got to see Don Cheadle's film, Miles Ahead. If you like Miles Davis, this film was phenomenal. If you don't like Miles Davis, this film was phenomenal. They didn't make it as like oh, he was born, and he grew up, and he learned to play the trumpet. And no, they get right into it, and the editing was really fantastic. It kind of felt like jazz in itself, and so that was really cool. Don Cheadle was there for his Q&A. It's his first directorial project. He wrote, directed, and starred in the film, and it was fantastic. Make sure you check out Miles Ahead. Oh, Seth Rogen, by the way, was there for his as well. I don't know why that's not something I want to mention. Craig Robinson was there. So yeah, South by was kind of fantastic. Sticking on film, I came back here, and the first film that I saw was Batman v Superman. Now, here's the thing about Batman v Superman. I didn't go in with high expectations, and not to mention that the critics tore that bitch apart. It was rated at like 40% when I went and saw it, but I still saw it opening weekend because I love comic books, I love Superman, I love Batman, I love DC. I wasn't sure about Ben Affleck's casting, I was really not sure about Jesse Eisenberg's casting. Man of Steel, I actually liked Man of Steel more than most people did. The more you think about Man of Steel, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, that was really fun, but I didn't really feel like I connected to Superman or Lois or any of the characters in the film, so you know, that's generally a problem for me, but I was just so excited to get a Superman movie that I kind of just flew with it. Pun intended. Pun actually wasn't intended. Sorry. So, Batman v Superman. I I think I'm at a 6 out of 10. I started at a 7, and I kept talking about all the messiness of it, and got down to a 5. I'm gonna go up to a 6. It has plenty of goodies for people who love the DC comics, as far as like, oh, in the future you're gonna get to see these cool things. You don't get to see a lot of cool things in the movie, except for really great shots, because Zack Snyder is amazing at getting great shots and its visuals. But Zack Snyder is not great at storytelling or connecting you to characters. I feel like Zack Snyder is the Michael Bay of nerdism, which I guess isn't that bad. Michael Bay is very successful. He creates films that people want to see. I think Zack Snyder does that as well, but I go back through his entire directorial catalog and I don't connect to any of them, not a single one, and that's problematic. Maybe I should watch more of his films, but 300, Sucker Punch, Man of Steel, now Batman vs. Superman, none of them has me connected to characters, and that's problematic for me. When you have characters, I like stories that connect you to people and kind of let you walk in and see, you know, interpersonal relationships, or if it's a person by themselves, that individual is struggling with something specific, but you have to be able to empathize with them. It's a very hard part in storytelling, is to write something that gets that type of reaction on a person, like this person is doing this specific thing, and draws you in, because you're like, oh, why would they do that? You have to write those why would they do that moments, and not like why would the director do that, which is a lot of what Batman v Superman is. The problem is, I don't know what DC is doing. DC is creating this universe, but they're doing it in a way that clearly shows them chasing Marvel, which is ridiculous. Do not chase Marvel, because Marvel's had a pretty good head start, and it forces you to be clumsy with your filmmaking. There's pieces in these movies that are competing, like, we beat you to the punch, Marvel, on your next big movie, and no, you didn't, because Marvel's already been setting all these things up, so you don't get a lot of great stuff out of Wonder Woman, who, by the way, was great. You don't get a lot of great stuff out of Batman, who Ben Affleck did a better job. Batman moves like Batman from Batman the Animated Series, which is cool, because I love Batman the Animated Series, but there's just so much crap just happening. It's all over the place, so you don't get to really feel like, oh, this is Bruce Wayne, or oh, this is Batman, or oh, this is Clark Kent, oh, this is Superman. By the way, Clark Kent and Superman are both pretty terrible in the movie. In general, like, that's how they're cast, like, oh, they're not awesome, but also, like, they don't get any depth to them. Lois Lane is just, she's not clever, though she does seem like a better detective than Batman, go fig. Yeah, these characters are flawed, but not in the way that connects you to them. They're flawed as in, like, why do I need to keep watching them? Wonder Woman's not flawed, because they showed next to nothing of her, and when she shows up, she's awesome. She's incredible. I know a lot of people wanted her to be like a bigger, fuller, thicker person, but I mean, yeah, she is beautiful, whatever. I thought all the Amazonian women in that universe are supposed to be beautiful. They're just big, which, you know, she doesn't look like this petite thing. She looks strong, and she looks like she has a lot of fun with the part. But yeah, so DC, I don't know what you're doing. And now I hear that DC is actually trying to make Suicide Squad more funnier, more interesting. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't Daredevil your flick. Don't Guardians of the Galaxy the flick. Whatever you had planned, just go with it. All this last minute chasing crap, it's just, don't do that. What I want are these comic book movies to work. I don't like action movies in general. I think action movies are very flawed because they're based on the principle of making people excited through not necessarily great storytelling, but by great action. That's the point, action movies. Comic books are they're storytelling. They're pre-packaged stories that give you a lot of action. Now, if comic books, both Marvel and DC, take over the action genre, I would be very happy, because the stories are pre-placed, the character depth is there, you have a wealth of information to pull from, so I want DC to work. I'm praying that it works. I mean, Ben Affleck apparently is already working on the next Batman movie, and he may direct it. He's definitely going to star in it, obviously. And Ben Affleck's a pretty good director. He's really, really good. Still not 100% sold on Ben Affleck, the actor, but that's fine. Other people are, and he's not bad. It's just Ben. Maybe I'm just not used to Ben being good at acting, per se. Batman pouty face is not good. I don't care. Bruce Wayne is fine, Batman is fine, but when he just holds the kid and he looks at the bat suit and he's all pouty, that's not cool. I mean, I know you're supposed to look like, oh, you're grumpy, but no, pouty face is not grumpy. That's a whole different emotion. I digress. I need DC to figure their stuff out. Why am I not cursing on this one? I don't know. I said bish, I'm saying stuff. I'm gonna stick with it. This time. Next time, profanity. But yeah, I need DC to figure this stuff out. I need the other directors, who I haven't even looked at, to see who the other directors are, to come in and do better with their individual movies. I need those things to be so good that someone talks to Zack Snyder and says, hey, what if you made these characters matter? Because none of them matter right now. And that's the big issue for me. By the way, Doomsday, why? Why Doomsday? Why now? Why? Anyway, I'm working on a couple of projects. I have my mixtape that I'm working on. Shout out to Sunny Bamboo, who's helping me record that. Shout out to KP Exclusive for helping me with some of the production for that. I'm working on the film that I already talked about, and I'm writing a feature-length film that's very ambitious. I'm super excited about it. It's kind of my passion project right now. So that's it for me. I'm not going to talk anymore. Shout out to Phoenix 4 Production. I know they're at the Atlanta Film Festival this week. They have a couple projects I'm working on, and they're going to be part of some of the film stuff that I'm working on, so shout out to Fred and OT. And shout out to Chosen Designs and Chosy. I'm wearing the Chosen Atlanta style. Can you see that? Yeah? Yeah. Can't get the whole design of that. Anyway, shout out to Chosen style. Shout out to Chosy and his... he's probably one of the strongest entrepreneurs that I know right now. He's really, really hustling. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to all of the artists who are really, really pushing their brand, pushing what they're about, and trying their best not to slow down, even though the world is going to keep on trying to push you and hold you down. Those who fight through that, shout out to all of them. So yeah, that's the sit down today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll try and be back every Sunday. I don't know why I'm beckoning you with my hands. Come closer. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on the sit down, and that's it.